Damn, if I knew it was this easy to snap a losing streak, I would have come on a video days ago and given away my best bet for free. That's what I did yesterday. Top rated 15-time best bet, Utah State. How easy were the Aggies at home against Boise State with the win and the cover? Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, General Manager, DeMarcosports.com. And I'm going to do it again today. But today, not only a 15-dime best bet, no. A play that's even higher rated. A rare raise the bar 20-dime release, and you are going to get it for free. And if you happen to be a paying customer, a package player with me over at DeMarcosports.com, once again, I'm going to have customer service extend your package another day for free and not charge you because I'm going to give this play to you for free here. Yes, I've been in a losing streak. Yes, one win does not mean the losing streak is over, but Jesus, it's better than losing, right? And if I win the next 8 days, I'll be back in the black. That's how bad it's been here lately. Anyway, this is going to be your Thursday report. I'm going to get to that free pick here in just a moment. Just one thing I want to amplify and a quick little story for you. I have said many times that the key to escaping a losing streak is not to change anything, to continue to dance with the girl you brought. And it goes back to something that I learned, and I have to give credit to my wife about this, is that many years ago, I had a nationwide sports talk show called the Friday Night Quarterback, and it was the first nationally syndicated sports talk show that dealt exclusively with gambling. At the time, I was in Atlanta. I was director of marketing and advertising for a company that was the biggest in the industry, doing 900 sports gambling numbers. We did, like I told you, $23-25 million a year at our peak. And I had gone out and I had gone out and decided to start a sports talk show. I had started syndicating it, marketing. I was going to host a show. I put it together entirely myself. I started right after 1 year after the Super Bowl in preparation for this show. Starting the next September, it was a lot of work, and I had a lot of skin in the game and a lot of pressure on me because I probably in mid $1990 over $100,000 investment in here because I had to first find a station in Atlanta. And listen, at the time, Atlanta had the CNN Center, and there was a station in the CNN Center called WCNN. And looking for a flagship station that had a little cash behind the name, I thought, oh, hey, Al DeMarco coming to you live from the WCNN Center from, Atlanta. That just sounded so posh. Well, that station knew it too, even though they were a lousy rinky-dink station. They charged me like $1,000 a week. I had to buy satellite time to get my signal out, and I got 28 of the top 40 markets in the USA to sign on for free. Well, that satellite time, I had to make a year-long commitment. Well, it was like another $75,000 to sign that contract. And then there was the marketing involved to promote the show in newspapers and radio and TV, etc. Plus, at the time, I was the editor and publisher of a sports gambling magazine, which was naturally also promoting the show. At the time, also doing a weekly, sports tip sheet called the Player's Preference Playbook. So to say that the pressure was on me, because probably by the time the first show came out, I was on the hook for $150,000. My job was kind of on the line because the owner kept backing me. The show was supported with a 900 number. It had picks Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The first 3 weeks of the show, I went 2-7. Can't lie about failure. Going into week number 4, I remember saying one time to my wife, Jesus, I got to win. I suck. I don't know what I'm doing. And my wife said to me, she said, well, what are you doing different than before? I said, absolutely nothing. She said, well, what are you worrying about? Just casually. And it hit me. It's like, she's right. I had won before. I had won for years. I'd been betting long before I got into this business, and I was doing absolutely nothing different. And that's why I always have said to you that when you're in the middle of a losing streak, you can't deviate. Otherwise, that losing streak will turn into a colossal debacle. Because the minute you change what you have done, if you have won before, I assure you, you will lose even more. So even the past couple of weeks, I'm the same guy that won 7 out of 9, that had suddenly lost 10 out of 14. It's just I hit a bad streak, and everybody will hit bad streaks. But suddenly, if you change your methodology, if you change the way you analyze games, if you suddenly say, oh, I like Team A, but for the hell of it, I'm going to go with Team B to try to change my luck, I assure you Team B is going to lose that night. You can't change the girl that you dance with when you bring her. So what happened to me, by the way, is the rest of the football season, I only had 2 losing weeks. The 900 numbers that supported the show the rest of the football season produced a little over $600,000 in revenue. After the show ended in football that year, the 900 numbers made $1.2 million. They made a little over $2.5 million the next year. For me personally, the owner of the company, who he and I never liked each other, he decided he wanted to fold the tip sheet. He said that I told him that I wanted to buy it. He said he wouldn't sell it to me. I told him, hey, why? You don't want it? Why can't I have it? He made me a bet that I couldn't get 200 people to subscribe to it for $119 a year. I told him I'd take that bet. I sent out subscription notices. I got a little over 1,000 people to subscribe. You can do the math. I kept it going for 5 years, $119 per football season. And I also continued in basketball and baseball. Um, my wife never worked another day, and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars thanks to that bet because I've always been willing to bet on myself. So, anyway, that's why I always say that in losing streaks, you can never deviate. Okay, with all that being said, let's get to the complimentary play. Um, I am going to go with Portland State. There is a team that I probably have used once in my life, but in analyzing today's card, I'm looking at Portland State, and they were a 3.5 point favorite at home against Iowa in a Big Sky contest. Listen, this is a big game for Portland State because it's going to be nationally televised on ESPNU tonight. And this is the first time that they have had a home game televised since they opened their Viking Pavilion facility back in 2018. And they're 33-5 at home over the past 3 years. They have owned this series against Idaho in regular season play, reeling off 9 straight wins. They won the first meeting in Moscow earlier this year. It was a close game. It was only a 3-point win, but still they were comfortably ahead by 8 to 9 points for most of that contest until the Vandals made a late run. Portland State just had its 6-game road win streak snap with a loss at Northern Colorado in their last game, but this is still a very good Portland State team. They've got the conference's leading scorer in Terry Miller Jr., who averages 19.7 points on 52% shooting. They've got the conference's leading rebounder in Trayvon Minot, I think is how you pronounce his name, who averages not only 11 points a game, but 8.7 rebounds. And they've got a very good point guard in Jalen Henderson, who averages 5.8 assists and 17.9 points as well. So I like them. It's a big, big game, not only because it's on TV, but it's one of their whiteout games. And this is a team that's number 1 in the conference in terms of defense, giving up like 69.8 points a game, holding opponents to only 40.7% in terms of field goal percentage. Again, first place in the Big Sky with an 11-2 record, including 5-1 at home. And you've got an Idaho team that's just 2-4 in conference play on the road, and the Vikings. I think this is a good spot for them coming back at home. They just had a miserable shooting performance in their last game at Northern Colorado. And I think that has suppressed the line here because it was an unexpected road loss. I thought this game, they would be a 5.5 to 6 point favorite. So as I do this video at 6 a.m. and I see them at 3.5, I was kind of shocked to see Portland State this cheap against Idaho. The fact that Idaho is coming off a 99-69 home win against Idaho State is inconsequential because who said the Bengals were any good? So Portland State is going to be the play. And again, this is going to be a raise the bar 20-dime release as I'm all in on Portland State. That is your free play. But more importantly, it's more than a free play. It's my best bet today. And it's even stronger than the Utah State play from Wednesday. That's it. Let's see if we win again. Good luck, everybody, and talk to you again soon.